I'm someone who feel extremely uncomfortable in front of cameras. So if it's okay with you, I'll be talking about philosophy while I'm doing something else to potentially distract myself away from this slightly awkward situation. There's something that I've been thinking a lot lately. It's something to do with human nature and the possibility of love. So what part of human nature am I thinking about? Well, it's a part of human nature where we are aware of a lot of our flaws, but also feel embarrassed about it. And here's the thing, if there's something about ourselves that we are embarrassed about, it's just part of human nature that we want to hide it from each other. So if you're paying attention to me and I sense that maybe you're paying attention to the part of me that I'm not particularly proud of, I'm even feeling a little bit shame about it, it's just natural instinct that I would want to create either emotional or physical distance between you and me. But the problem is, this instinct is incompatible with a genuinely loving relationship. So in a recent publication, by recent I mean 2019, philosopher Vida Yao described this as the problem of alienation. According to Vida Yao, the answer to this question is the phenomenon she called endearing flaws. Endearing flaw is a phenomenon where we see another person's flaw, but somehow we find that person likable in part because of those flaws. Concrete example, suppose there is a person that is super messy and disorganized. And this person, let's say, is a complete stranger to me. Then to me, this person's messiness and disorganized nature is just a flaw. It's something that's potentially irritating to me. But if this person is your best friend, this flaw would look very different to you. To you, this is still a flaw. You're not delusional. You still acknowledge the fact that your friend, your best friend, is disorganized and it's a flaw. But in your perspective, this flaw of your friend is something that's endearing in the sense that your friend is likable and adorable and interesting in part because of how disorganized and absent-minded they are. The reason why love is possible among people, according to Vida Yao, is that when two people are in a loving relationship, they would see each other's flaw as something endearing. And suppose you are aware of a flaw of yourself and you're a little bit embarrassed about it. When you notice that somebody is looking, you want to hide, true. But if you notice that the other person is looking at your flaws while finding your flaws endearing and they like you in part because of your flaw, you won't feel the strong urge to hide away from that person. And that is why love is possible among people. I'm convinced by Vida Yao says about the problem of alienation, and I also agree with Vida Yao that there's a solution to it. The solution is the recognition that sometimes flaws can become endearing flaws to us. And that's what happened during loving relationship among people, is we can see each other's flaws in a way that makes them likable. So that's a real thing. I agree with Vida Yao. But what's missing in Vida Yao's discussion is that Vida Yao didn't tell us much more about how this thing happened. How is it that we can see each other's flaws as endearing? This is a hypothesis I'm very drawn to these days, is that endearing flaw happen in a very interesting, playful way. So when I have a friend who is very absent-minded and disorganized, I'm irritated by it. When I find that flaw endearing, it's not that I'm not irritated by it. It drives me nuts. And I think that's true I think when you think about your own loving relationship, I think you would agree with me. A lot of times your loved ones drive you nuts. They have some flaws that really drive you crazy. It irritates you beyond bounds. But at the same time, it's almost like the irritation is something that you enjoy as well. It's almost like a game between you and that person, that the person is absent-minded, drives you nuts, you're upset about it, and sometimes you might even yell at them about it. But at the same time, right after you yell at them, you're genuinely irritated, you yell at it, but right after you yell at them, you laugh about it. You two would laugh about it. So it's almost like the irritation is like part of a game between you and that person. And that's why seeing the person's flaw in this way can elevate the sense of shame and make love possible. So that's my current hypothesis.